Now, there are some things that we are so used to that we forget to stop and ask, why are we doing it anyway? Habits can be hard to let go of, especially when you've been following them for decades, and that too at someone else's behest. We're talking about the necktie. It's become a constant in every formal ensemble. We are told that a tie completes your look. In New Zealand's parliament, this has become a controversy. The man on your screen is called Rawiri Waititi. He is a lawmaker from the indigenous Maori community in New Zealand. On Tuesday, he was asked to leave the parliament. Why? Because he wasn't wearing a tie. This controversy is not new. Last year, the same man was told that he would be ejected from parliament if he did not wear a tie, and he responded by calling it a colonial noose. Tuesday was a repeat of that episode. He rose in parliament to ask a question. He was stopped twice by the speaker, but after the second interruption, he carried on speaking, at which point the speaker rejected him. Out in the hallway, Waititi defended his attire. He repeated his assertion that the tie was a colonial noose.
As you can clearly see, this attire is business attire as far as I'm concerned, and as far as many New Zealanders and Aotearoa is concerned. This is a tie. This is a tie to my people. This is a tie to the plight. This is a tie to the very reasons why we stand in this place to fight for our rights. That is not part of my culture, ties, and it's forcing the indigenous peoples into wearing what I described as a colonial noose.
Waititi does not want to wear a tie because it is not part of his culture. Instead, he's wearing something that highlights his Maori roots, a green stone pendant called taonga. What's interesting is that the speaker himself is opposed to ties. He says they're outdated, but a majority of lawmakers apparently requested him to retain the tradition. Waititi's removal divided the Parliament of New Zealand. The Defence Minister said there are more important issues to discuss. In the end, better sense prevailed. This man was allowed to return without a tie. He called it a big day for the Maori. But there was something even more poignant in his speech, something that exposed the big picture. Take a look.
This government and this parliament sits on stolen land, but it has been established because my ancestors consented to the establishment of a government. And so this is a pushback to those who uphold this colonised view that we give our sovereignty to a sovereign that lives 12,000 miles away from New Zealand, lives in England actually.
This is a pushback to those who give our sovereignty to someone who lives 12,000 miles away in England. So he said, a tie is less about fashion, more about culture. The earliest reference to a necktie is from the 17th century. Croatian mercenaries in France used to wear them. It was supposed to indicate their alliance, but soon European nobility hijacked it. In French and British courts, it became a symbol of wealth and power. When the Europeans went about colonizing the world, they took the tie along. So this piece of garment around the neck separated the rulers from the subjects. Cut to present day, colonialism is long gone, but its vestiges remain. The world still considers the tie to be a part of civilized clothing. And this phenomenon is global. Think about the jobs where ties are mandatory, at least in some countries. Postal workers, firefighters, police officers. Why do these frontline workers need ties? They're always out on the streets toiling hard. A tie is nothing more than a nuisance, but they must wear them. The same at schools. It's become common for school uniforms to include a tie. Again, it's part of the so-called formal look. But is it even practical? Maybe in Victorian England it was, but not in cities where the sun is pelting down at 40 degrees. So the tie clearly is not practical. It also has the baggage of colonialism. So why does it continue to thrive? One reason is vested interests. Garment companies love selling ties, and they're not cheap. So they keep promoting the idea that ties complete a sophisticated look. The second reason is that most people are set in their ways. They do not change things because they're so used to them. Consider this. England, which exported the tie around the world, does not require its lawmakers to wear one anymore. That law was scrapped in 2017. So what happened in New Zealand is a wake-up call. There are colonial vestiges all around us. It's about spotting them and acting against them. And remember, a tie does not make you civilized or sophisticated. Your actions and your words do. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.